What's going on, guys? Danny from Slow Restoration, and today we have our Denali 3500 HD Denali Ultimate, which means it has the 6.6 liter Duramax in it. And finally, we have the Banks over there, cold air box for it, ram air, cold air intake. So let's jump right into installing it. It's a very straightforward, easy install. Banks is going to recommend unhooking the battery. Most of you probably won't, so we're not going to either. If we have a trouble code, we can deal with that later, just pretty much erasing it. But first things first, let's go ahead and take the air box, factory air box. We're going to take these screws out, take the lid off. We're going to leave all the ducting connected. We'll undo our connector here. We'll take, there's a clamp right up here at the air horn. And then there's a bolt back here behind this Duramax silencer. And we'll pull this whole system out of the truck, get it out of the way. And with 6 screws removed from the airbox lid, as you can see, that's loose. And over here, like I said, there is a 13mm nut right here that goes right here. Now that's loose. We loosen this clamp up here. Now we can simply pull this whole section. Actually, we have to unplug our sensor, so pull up the red piece, push in, slips out. You can set that to the side. Now we can literally pull this whole system off. That pulled off, you pull that up, and this whole system here will lift right out of the truck. We can keep from falling, and we're going to set that to the side right down there. So there's your factory air intake system. We have a silencer here. We have a whatever that thing is, probably some sort of silencer there too. The only thing we're going to reuse off this is going to be our mass airflow sensor, so we do need to remove that out of the air duct, but we'll get back to that in a second. Now we can see our factory filter. This truck has, I think, 13,000 miles on it. It's still pretty nice. It's got a little bit of debris in there, but almost new looking, so not bad. To pull this air box out, we have one 10mm screw right here, and then rubber grommet, so it'll just kind of pop up. This little wire connector goes right there, so you can pop that out, set that to the side. Once you remove that 10mm, this whole thing just pops right out. And just like that, we can grab that, pop that whole thing right out, and we're going to set that to the side here along with our other factory parts. And that completes removal. So our factory air intake system is completely removed. There is a spot right down here. It's the fresh air intake for the factory. So you have one here, and then you have one here on the hood. Banks actually adds a third one, which pulls air from this area right here, but we'll get to that again in a second. Make sure that your little rubber grommets don't come out with your factory air box like mine did. So we got them popped back into this metal bracket. The Banks has studs off the bottom of it. This still use that to locate, so we're good there. As you can see, I do have the Banks boost tubes on, and I have the ram air horn. So all that was installed before. Do have the pedal monster, and I have one of the spacers up top. I forgot to order that one. When I bought that one, they didn't have this one yet. All that was new, but anyway. So let's jump back into the install of the monster ram. We actually need one more piece off of this air box. So right here, this grommet will slip the sleeve, the metal sleeve out. It's got a washer built into the bottom of it, and then this we will pop right through. If you fold it in and just kind of push, it pushes right through. So we'll take that and transfer it to the Banks box. And right here on the side of the Banks box, here's the side opening, here's the front opening for reference. And we'll go ahead and pop this in, kind of the same way you took it out, just kind of work that around. And once we get it popped in, we'll reinstall that sleeve. With that slipped in, we'll put our steel washer through, and we're ready to install this new box in the truck. Now, even though that's a big opening there, this box is bigger. So, well, I wouldn't say it's bigger. It's big also, so you do have to pay attention to how you put that in. Again, this front opening here goes to this, my little out of the way of the light, that opening there, and the side opening It's just going to suck air from the side, and then we'll deal with that top later. You do have to line these two studs here, one there with those grommets that we reinstalled, and just kind of finagle it till you get it to pop in. And there we have it. As you can see, this part's flat. The actual opening of the airbox is actually tilted a little bit. You can see the angle there, but the back two studs are popped in. And if you look in through the inside here, there's where that front scoop is. There's the drain hole at the very bottom, and right here is where that stud sticks up through that grommet in that steel washer. So we'll end up reusing the factory 10mm nut here. We'll put that right on here, and you do have to use a wrench to finish tightening that up. And with this, with our smaller of the two clamps on, we'll go ahead and fish this on here. You can actually reach through the inside here and help use your hand to help push that over top. It's a tight fit, so once you get that popped on there, we can get that clamp adjusted and tighten, slightly snugged up. We're not going to tighten it at this point. We got our Banks filter here, our ram air filter, and this actually just takes and sets right in the box here, just like so. It's got a recess that sits down in there, and then we have a raised piece here, but we also have a foam seal that goes over top before we put our lid on. And here's our foam seal. That'll go right on here. And then when you bolt that lid down, it really smashes in on that raised boss there and makes an airtight seal. And we have our bigger of our two hose clamps. Obviously that's going to go there, and then we can grab our ram air lid here and get it started. It's going to go down over top of that filter, obviously through there, and it needs to fish into your new flexible pipe there. We'll get that to go in. There we go. It does have a notch right there you have to line up. So there, and then we need to line all this up. That's why we left that loose at the air horn. Now, as I was installing this, I kind of reached up through to make sure this was all good, and I figured out what the smooth bellows is. This lid actually has an extended tip. It goes past the bellows, smooths all that out, and kind of reaches into the next section there. So you do still have movement, but it's smooth because this goes right on through that bellows. And once you have that slid in there, again, that little notch lined up, that clamp just loosely tighten just to hold it in place. That one just loosely tighten to hold it in place. Then you can just push this around, do whatever you need to, spin it, twist it, and get this to line up. Banks does supply new hardware, as I said, and these are stainless screws, so they're really nice. They're going to go in there, and you just have to line up your box here and start them. I would recommend a little bit of something on to lubricate those threads, because this is stainless and the box appears to be brass inserts in there, so you don't want that to gall up over time. So put a little Never Seas or oil or whatever you prefer. We got some lube on those. Got everything lined up. You do have to kind of push this down and finagle it a little bit. The bolt holes line up very nicely, but there is a lot you're compressing there with that filter. So we got all four of them tightened up, which makes all this line up nicely. So we went ahead and tightened that clamp and the clamp up there. And really the only thing we have left to do is install this piece to seal against the hood and our sensor. Now don't forget, you don't need to kill all this, even those clamps. This is the vacuum side, so this is the air, the feed to the turbo. It's not pressurized, so you're not seeing 40 pounds of boost through this stuff. So just keep that in mind. You don't need to kill, you don't want to split your plastic or absolutely kill your clamps tightening them up. I would say one thing I might want to see on this box, even though there's nice compression there, I'm confident that that's a good seal, but over time, under hood temperatures, will this warp? I'm not real sure. It'd kind of be nice to have a bolt hole like in between these. There's only 4 bolts holding this down, probably sufficient. I'm sure Banks did their homework, but as far as like the factory one, there was 6 on that one. So now we're just going to go ahead and put this seal on the box. it looks factory, but I compared it to the factory original GM one, and it is slightly different. So pretty easy install. It's got a lip right there, and it's going to go inside and go down to that lip, and you just kind of work it right around and it will snap right into place, just kind of like that. And as the hood shuts, it compresses all that and seals against the hood. Nice upgrade on the newer Ram Air. The old one had like a cut to fit seal on it. This is one piece, and in my opinion, a lot nicer now. One of the last steps here is going to be our sensor. Swap it over. Obviously we're going to reuse that. So 2 screws, pulls right out. It's a T20 Torx. And we're just going to take this sensor with the plug facing the driver's side and slip it in. It will go in either way, but the bolt holes will not line up. So that's the way it goes. And again, Banks does supply some brand new stainless hardware. They are a Phillips head. Last piece of the puzzle is this, and this is supposed to be the magic that makes this all work. So very easy. This is going to go into the factory map sensor. That'll plug in. It is a little tight there. Maybe I should move my clamp. I have my clamp right there, and I kind of wanted to hide it, so I'm going to loosen that clamp up and move it up out of the way so it's not putting that on a bind. But it did plug in nonetheless. So it goes in, you put your red safety back, you can hear that click, and then this end will plug into your factory harness, which is right here. Same deal. It's just going to plug right into there. And that's the install. Obviously we don't want that sitting right on that hot EGR tube, so Banks even gives you a nice little zip tie that will pop into this brass insert on the back part here, and we can bring that around and zip tie nice and neat that wiring harness right against there. And if we ever need to service this, we can just pop that out. And that is how that looks. So that's nice, neat, clean, out of the way, tied up. Looks very good. The whole system looks good and very factory. I really like that upgraded seal there. Looks just like the GM one. And there you go. Banks Ram Air 2024 6.6 liter Duramax install completed. Again, this truck already has the boost tubes from Banks, the air horn from Banks. This is the Ram Air. I think that's the Monster Ram they're calling that. And the pedal monster, the i-Pro, and soon to have the Derringer. So it should be here this coming week, and obviously I'll install that. But that's kind of the piece. The Derringer is the piece that makes all this work more, pulls it all together and makes it work. These pieces without the Derringer will work fine. It'll just make your engine more efficient, more capable. The Derringer's going to be what actually adds power. All right, I'm going to set you down here and we're going to do our first start. I'll set you right here by the air intake and we can see what it sounds like. Warm up here a minute, a couple minutes, and then we'll do a rev, but a very audible difference in tone. Definitely a louder induction noise. I don't know if you can hear it on the GoPro. You can actually see that big filter right through the opening here. Sounds really good actually. We're waiting for it to warm up. We'll come inside here and we'll dismiss this. And no engine lights on so far, so that unhooking the battery doesn't immediately kick anything. We'll see if anything pops up, but I really don't think it will. So we're still pretty cold here. We're still in the blue, so we'll give this a couple minutes and we'll put you back outside there and give it a couple revs. By the way, here is the i-Pro. Definitely like that. The flexibility of that is way better. as far as configuring stuff on your phone and using the app. Definitely like that a lot more. Walking back around on this side, I 100% can hear the difference. Again, I don't know how it's going to come through on the GoPro, but in real life, very, very noticeable, especially standing right here. I'm going to see if I can balance you right there, and we're going to go hit the throttle and give it a couple revs. Much happier sounds. You can actually hear the turbo just singing sitting here. So we went from that mess to this nice clean looking install. We'll take it for a drive and see the power difference. Like I said, it's another piece of the puzzle. We're doing the Derringer. We already have the other supporting mods, so very anxious to maybe even get this to the dry strip and get some quarter-mile times with the full Banks treatment now. So I'm sitting here looking at it. It doesn't even look like the hood's got closed. I know it will because it actually goes up, but if you go down to the fender, that whole thing sticks up. Nice transition from the big old filter right down into the turbo inlet. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Have a good day and tune back in for the Derringer install. Listen to the noises this thing makes now.